Hey, welcome back to The Dive. Today on the show, we have the CEO and Director of Heritage Mining, Peter Schloo. He's joining us today to share his thoughts on inflation impacting gold, if he thinks some sort of gold standard could ever return, ESG investing and the impact it's having on gold. He's also going to give us a high-level overview of Heritage Mining, along with the most recent drill results, long-term strategies, and what investors can look forward to with Heritage this year. Hey, Peter, welcome to The Dive.
Hi, Cassandra. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thank you so much for joining us today. Okay, so let's start off with macro. The U.S. December CPI print came in at 6.5%. How do you think inflation is impacting gold?
Yeah, it's a great macro question. I think gold's always been a run to for inflation. I think there's been a bit of competition with Bitcoin. There's been a few recent stories that have come out now that take the attention away from gold. But I still go by the theme that a good suit is about an ounce of gold. And I can tell you, and I think anybody listening that is still wearing suits, it's a little more expensive than where the gold price is at right now for a decent suit. So I think we, by that standpoint, I think we got a long way to go for gold over 2000.
Now, U.S. House Representative Alex Mooney introduced the Gold Standard Restoration Act late last year that pegs the U.S. dollar. Do you think that we could ever see some sort of return to a gold-like standard?
I think I'm not really sure I can comment on that. I mean, I am in the junior exploration space. I think Alex Mooney said it great. I think the gold standard would protect against Washington's irresponsible spending habits and the creation of money out of thin air. I think I may tend to agree with that. Going back to a gold standard or any mention of a gold standard helps. I think overall helps the gold price. I think there's been a lot of attention coming back into the sector, and I think Heritage Mining and the other junior gold exploration companies out there are very attractive from a risk capital allocation perspective. So I think coming back and just bringing it back into the exploration space, I think that helps because we do need a lot more discoveries in the gold space to keep the whole industry going.
Do you think that ESG investing mandates hurt the bull case for gold?
I don't think it hurts the bull case for gold. It's what the market wants. I think it's very important. It's also has been baked into our project selection process. For in our area, we're very close to infrastructure. There's a paved highway that goes through. There's a lot of logging roads that have been done. There's already clear cut with forestry. So our environmental impact from an exploration standpoint is low from an ESG perspective. And, you have to take that into consideration. I mean, we don't make money. Exploration companies don't make money. So, contributing to ESG is tough, but, selecting projects that have a low environmental impact from an exploration perspective is something that's important. And, if you just got to put in the work and find the gold in the rough, I guess, or the diamond in the rough, gold in the rough, we could use that. I think it's a good idea, but I don't think it hurts it. I think it might be better, and if that's where we seem to be moving, and I think everybody should respect that and take it seriously.
Okay, now let's talk a little bit more about Heritage Mining. Could you give us the high-level overview of the company?
Yeah, so the high-level overview is we have a fantastic project that was basically identified through data that was not incorporated in a systematic exploration, and from an exploration standpoint. And what we've done now in the short and skinny of 2022 is we've identified 3 advanced target areas with 3 separate deposit potentials. They're kilometers apart. You're getting economic grade at surface. We've confirmed broader zones of mineralization at surface when compared to the historic narrow high grade intercepts that are also at surface and extend down through drilling about 100 meters. So we're poised for discovery. We have a very tight capital structure. Important to note, relative to our peer groups in Ontario gold exploration companies, we're at the bottom of the barrel in terms of shares outstanding. we're well capitalized for this year. So we're poised for a re-rate, we're poised for discovery. And we have a team that has, been there and done it before. We have 2 directors from the Trelawney sale to IM Gold, and we have the founding CEO and director of DRA Global, a global mining consulting firm, and that's a mine building company that just went public. So when we come and look at a project, we assess if it has legs before we make a move. So we're very excited, to be in Northwest Ontario, adjacent to Treasury Metals, which is a multi-million ounce resource. So it's a great neighborhood to be in.
We saw a big drill hole from Dynasty Gold earlier this week. How closely are you watching Dynasty?
Yeah, great question. And they did get some good results in the marketplace. So I think the best thing to take from that is that, I think about within the last 6 to 8 months, nobody really cared about good drill results. What we're seeing now is great in our area, right? We could say that they're a neighbor, although they're about 80 kilometers away. That you're getting good results in the share price, good share price appreciation for well-deserved results. So it's great to have some attention done, back into the industry. How close are we watching them? I believe in their Pelham zone that they have, over 100,000 ounce resource on their inferred side. So from a comparable standpoint, we are a bit more on the, we're not poised for discovery, as I said. We do not have a resource. So how closely am I following them? Obviously, now that they had good results, it's great to see what may happen for us. But just to bring it back to, Heritage Mining, we have similar grades, although, we don't have 100 meters at 1.3 grams. There's just simply not enough to channel sample, which is what we did in 2022. But we have, a 200 meter by a kilometer and similar zones that we have through our property that, equate to some really good, juicy results similar to what they have at surface. So I think their drill results, if I can recall correctly, is about starts at 50 meters. So we're sitting there at surface. So we're watching them closely. And if anybody's paying attention to Dynasty, then I would definitely take a close look at Heritage because we're a little earlier on, but we're very well set up for discovery as well. So very exciting.
So as you mentioned, in the latter part of 2022, you announced results from your recent channel sampling program located at the flagship property. Could you walk us through the results?
Yeah, absolutely. So we have 3 advanced target areas. They're far enough apart that there's deposit potential on each of them that we've identified. And how we got there is, we looked through the historic data, right? While we were going through the IPO process, we did some check samples to make sure that, there was some really good smoke there historically. We wanted to go in and, if we want to wave the flag of systematic exploration, we should check and do some check chip samples. So that's what we did. And then we had basically a month in October before the snow flies, and you can't really do a lot of work there. So the best thing that we could do is channel sample, which is, it's important to note, it's basically almost, you could argue it's a drill hole horizontally across this the surface outcrop or surface strip rock. We did there's some historic stripping there that we could take advantage of. And we did that. And what we've done is we've defined, 3 advanced target areas that are drill ready, that are ready to go for 2023. We're going to be taking a phased approach to them. And we've defined a 200 meter by 1 kilometer open at both ends in the Alcona mine. That's area number 1. New Millennium, which is about 2 kilometers away, never been drilled before, at least 2 deformation corridors of similar metrics to Alcona. And we've confirmed that at surface, which is fantastic. And then in the Moretti, which is in the northeastern portion of our property, we've identified a 500 meter wide by 2.5 kilometer open at strike on a 2.5 kilometer strike open at both ends at surface. I mean, from an exploration standpoint, we took the historical data. The drilling average for Moretti is 100 meters down. So we've confirmed narrow high grade hits down. We've confirmed broader intercepts at surface, right? Same with Alcona. I mean, this is it's a fantastic program for 2022, given what we could do. So I'll leave it there. I mean, we're just very impressed with what we've seen so far.
What is your long-term strategy for your properties? Are you wanting to confirm the resource and then look for a partner?
Yeah, I think I think that's a great question. And I think if we were to say, we want to take it all the way and we're here to build a mine, I think that would be a red flag for most of your listeners. There's a significant amount of work that needs to be done. And factoring in probabilities, it's a big feat to take something all the way. I think bringing it back to why the company how we started and developed the company, and it was from a people first standpoint. So when we incorporated the company, the whole thesis was, let's build a team that can go from exploration all the way through to production, and let's get the best people that we can get our hands on in under one company as a director or advisor, so that when we go and look for a property, we have the eyes to see if something has legs to go all the way, but we actually have the human capital to jump in at any stage, right? Which ended up working out pretty well because, our sweet spot is probably development, right? That's where our sweet spot is. And we do have some great exploration geologists. I mean, they're fantastic, but everything was so expensive, right? And then you go down and, we found this diamond in the rough, except it's obviously gold, silver play. And you jump on here and we're just, we know exactly what we're doing, and you get in and you get after it and start developing a property systematically. And it's fantastic. So are we looking to exit? I think what everybody should pay attention to is, we have a team that has the capability to take it all the way, and that's how we're going to develop the project. Obviously, if somebody comes in and presents an offer, we'll consider it at every step of the way. But if you have a team that can take it all the way, that's how we're going to view additional exploration, and that's how we're going to prepare the property. If somebody takes this out, I mean, that's everybody else's dream too. So that's why.
Okay, so Peter, one more thing before we let you go here. For investors watching, what are the major milestones or catalysts that they should watch out for this year?
Absolutely. So the major catalysts or milestones, we'll start with milestones. We are submitting our permit in the next 30 days to get us ready for our drill program. So look for that once that's approved. That will be fantastic and really pave the way for our systematic exploration approach to our flagship property. The key catalyst that you'd be looking for is obviously, we're allowed to go and drill. So that's a big one. And the other one is, for each of the three areas, as we progress through, we've done it with a phased approach, and we'll be looking for, to drill off Alcona, New Millennium, and the Moretti area, and look for those results because they're each standalone, hold significant discovery potential with economic grades at surface. And the plan now is we got to find the volume, right? And that's how you make a discovery. So with each of those independently, standalone can make a company. So we really have a fantastic opportunity. And then another one that you should look for is additional target development, right? So these three areas are only less than 50% of the property. There's still a bunch of great targets that need to be worked up. So there's still, more to come. And what's important to note is this is probable because, we're sitting beside Treasury Metals, who has, deposits on their land package. We're on trend, and we're seeing similar gold and silver ratios at surface to what they're seeing. And to go even more, we're seeing some great grades at surface in the Alcona, the Millennium, and Moretti. The Goldland deposit, that's a past producer. So who knows? Maybe we got a little bit of the early days of Goldland sitting around Heritage that we can get after as well, which should help us quite a bit. So very exciting. 2023 is going to be a good year, and we're all very excited about it.
Okay, great. Yeah, sounds good. Well, thank you so much for coming on today and sharing your story with us, Peter.
Yeah, thanks so much, Cassandra. Happy to be here. Thanks so much.
Thank you all so much for tuning in today. We will be back again tomorrow with the latest in small cap news coverage. So stay tuned to our channel by hitting that subscribe button below me there so you don't miss out. Bye.